The entertainment industry was rocked by claims that former Love and hip-hop star Mendeecees Harris planned a $100,000 hit-for-hire operation against Michael, the current partner of his ex-wife Yandy Smith. The situation deteriorated as Yandy revealed purported documents, SMS logs, and wire transfer records that directly linked Mendeecees to the inciting of violence. There is now a breaking fracture following months of escalating hostility that began when Mendeecees allegedly bought off an Instagram model to entice Michael into an infidelity scheme. After that plan failed, the conflict evolved into direct contacts, leaked private audio, and overt threats, forcing Yandy to publicly express her concerns for her personal safety. Legal authorities are currently reviewing the recently given cash trails and digital evidence to determine whether formal criminal indictments and arrest orders will be filed against Mendeecees. A high-profile celebrity separation becomes the subject of an ongoing law enforcement investigation for attempted murder solicitation, according to these recently uncovered federal prison records. Yandy Smith and Mendeecees Harris's public celebrity breakup has officially given place to a persistent problem stemming from claims of obsessive harassment and targeted criminal solicitation. As Yandy publicly pursued her personal life with her new partner, Michael, the ex-couple's relationship rapidly deteriorated. According to authorities and documents pertaining to the case, Mendeecees was completely unable to accept that Yandy was beginning a life with another man. What began as a personal dispute quickly became into a premeditated campaign driven by deep-rooted resentment, jealousy, and continuous attempts to damage Michael's reputation. The intentional attempt to harm Michael's reputation and end his relationship with Yandy before it had a chance to develop marked the beginning of this conflict. Mendeecees allegedly paid an Instagram model and instructed her to lure Michael into a compromised situation. Producing digital or visual evidence of infidelity that could be presented to Yandy in order to force an immediate separation was the aim of this purposeful trapping. However, the whole plan collapsed when Michael refused to take part, revealing the plot and confirming Yandy's trust in her new friend. Instead of retiring after the failed attempt at entrapment, Mendeecees allegedly improved his strategy from indirect sabotage to direct confrontation and relentless harassment. Before long, the hostility extended to social interactions and online discussions. Yandy's restrictions, co-parenting arrangements, and personal independence were reportedly the main sources of dispute. There are allegations that throughout these interactions, private conversations, audio files, and video recordings were used as intimidation techniques. Mendeecees allegedly threatened to divulge personal information in an effort to subjugate Yandy and force her to abandon her connection with Michael. As the pressure mounted, Michael made the decision to speak up, which led to an acrimonious and violent altercation between the two men. Social media interactions resulted in blatant threats, subtle mocking, and public challenges. The issue was made worse by Michael's blatant resistance to giving in to pressure or severing his relationship with Yandy, which led to a more dangerous situation. Those with first-hand knowledge of the situation claim that the inability to directly intimidate Michael caused Mendeecees' resentment to escalate, transforming a little disagreement into a protracted campaign of hostility. The true seriousness of the issue became apparent when Yandy began talking about how the ongoing harassment was affecting her life. In a number of statements and recorded messages, Yandy expressed a significant deal of anxiety about her daily life and overall safety. She spoke into great detail about how the ongoing threats, unpredictable attitude, and escalating hostility had destroyed her peace of mind and made it hard for her to maintain proper personal or professional boundaries. Yandy emphasized that protecting herself, her children, and her loved ones from potential physical harm had become her first priority. Although the public's immediate reaction portrayed the problem as a typical reality television disagreement, the documented pattern of activity revealed a far more dire reality. The transition from premeditated entrapment techniques to direct threats and internet extortion showed a clear pattern of rising violence. Yandy's public revelation of these safety concerns laid the groundwork for what would ultimately become a breaking point. The collection of text messages, recorded arguments, and failed setup attempts produced a detailed timeline that demonstrated that the problem was no longer a broken marriage, but rather an active and dangerous fixation that threatened to spiral out of control. The conflict escalated to a critical breaking point as allegations shifted from personal harassment to severe criminal behavior. The primary emphasis of the event was Mendeecees Harris's alleged effort to use substantial physical force against Miko. According to information gleaned from recorded reports, Mendeecees made a direct money offer of $100,000 in an alleged murder-for-hire conspiracy with the goal of permanently removing Miko from the picture. Yandy Smith allegedly obtained tangible evidence that exposed the full scope of this alleged plot. This follows months of ongoing stress and safety hazards, according to sources. Yandy found bank documents, electronic transaction receipts, and explicit chat logs that directly linked Mendeecees to inciting violence. When Yandy realized that she and Michael were in immediate danger, she made the decision to compile and disseminate this information. The publicly available documents purport to have explicit discussions regarding the $100,000 sum and comprehensive instructions on how to carry out the intended assassination. The organizational structure of the alleged scheme may be thoroughly examined using Yandy's cash trail. According to the publicly released mails, the agreement was put up with upfront payments meant to ensure the dedication of the hired individuals, with the remaining sum slated for completion. Digital timestamps and message threads claim that these exchanges occurred during the height of Mendeecees and Michael's public dispute. This concrete proof successfully altered the entire narrative, transforming the matter from a well-known personal dispute into a contemporary problem with serious criminal accusations. Michael's participation remained a significant source of contention throughout this escalation. Michael was aware of the growing hostility and the clear threats directed at him, but he refused to leave Yandy or give in to pressure. Mendeecees' refusal to back down appears to have led him to eschew indirect tactics, such as the first failed Instagram model setup, in favor of lethal action. Damaged ego, extreme personal fixation, and public humiliation over the disastrous setup were the main driving forces behind the desire to invest a substantial sum of money in a criminal plot. The revelation of these receipts shocked the legal establishment as well as the entertainment industry. Lawyers and legal analysts who examined the release files said that bank receipts, explicit text records, and digital wire trails pose an incredibly substantial legal burden. Unlike verbal arguments or recording threats, written and financial evidence provides law enforcement with concrete information to build a legal prosecution. Yandy's decision to publicize and turn up these receipts shattered any remaining personal or professional ties with Mendeecees. The legal precedents pertaining to Mendeecees' past criminal history further heightens the gravity of these new accusations. After serving a lengthy federal prison sentence for drug trafficking charges, Mendeecees is subject to strict legal surveillance and severe punishment penalties for any future criminal activity. Law enforcement takes allegations of violent crimes involving individuals with federal histories very seriously. The introduction of credible murder-for-hire charges significantly alters his legal status and could lead to long-term federal or state prosecution if the provided evidence is determined to be trustworthy. As the material continues to spread, the validity and legal relevance of the released information have gained center stage. Yandy's conscious choice to disclose the unprocessed documents demonstrated a clear goal to protect her household, regardless of the public or professional fallout. The complex timeline produced by the text threads and financial logs reveals a steady trend of escalating animosity, indicating that the problem had progressed far beyond social media, posturing into a carefully thought-out, high-stakes criminal plot that now endangers everyone's lives. With the disclosure of the explicit message logs, electronic papers, and financial receipts, the matter has formally been turned over to law enforcement and legal authorities. Federal investigators and local police units have reportedly received information about the alleged $100,000 murder-for-hire conspiracy. Investigators are currently conducting a thorough forensic study of the digital files, wire transfers, and text threads provided by Yandy Smith, in order to verify the authenticity of the material and establish a clear chain of ownership. The legal stakes in this inquiry are very high because murder-for-hire solicitation is considered one of the most serious offenses under both state and federal criminal codes. Law enforcement will have sufficient probable cause to issue formal indictments and active arrest warrants if forensic analysts confirm that the digital footprints, IP addresses, and bank transfers are directly connected to Mendeecees Harris or associates working on his behalf, according to legal experts monitoring the situation. Electronic receipts and written financial offers eliminate much of the ambiguity that occasionally exists in verbal threat cases, providing prosecutors with the hard evidence they require to build a compelling criminal case. The Mendeecees' prior criminal background seriously jeopardizes the current law enforcement review. For someone who has previously served a multi-year federal prison sentence for large-scale drug trafficking, any new criminal accusations, including violent plots or conspiracy, carry severe legal ramifications. Federal prosecutors often impose mandatory minimums and severe sentencing increases for repeat offenders, particularly those who commit intentional acts of violence. If an arrest warrant is issued during the current review, Mendeecees might be held in federal detention for decades without the possibility of an easy bond or pretrial release procedure. Outside of the courts and police stations, Yandy Smith, her children, and Michael are still dealing with serious personal ramifications. In order to protect her family's physical safety from increasing threats, Yandy made the deliberate decision to obtain and provide the concrete evidence. By putting the alleged conspiracy under public scrutiny, Yandy was able to neutralize the operation's covert component. This made sure that the leading suspect would be immediately linked to any future damage done to Michael or her house. However, living in continual fear of potential violence and continuing police investigations has emotionally taxed all those involved. Because of his unwavering support for Yandy amid this tragedy, Michael finds himself in the midst of a perilous legal tempest. An alleged high-value hit plot, public character assassination, and surviving premeditated entrapment techniques quickly developed from what had begun as a personal acquaintance. As the probe continues, media pundits and legal experts agree that the issue has gone far beyond celebrity gossip and reality TV comments. Official police operations, the confirmation of forensic evidence, and public court files will ultimately decide this pivotal legal dispute. The public watches every move as law enforcement authorities make formal declarations regarding whether the provided evidence will result in immediate criminal indictments. The timeliness of the evidence leads to a clear conclusion. Actions driven by obsession and jealousy must ultimately be held to the highest legal standards. Michael and Yandy Mendeecees' affair serves as an example of how rapidly intense personal rivalries may become major news events. As the accusations mount and the alleged facts continue to garner substantial attention, the full truth about these incidents remains to be determined via official channels. Please be advised that this movie was made purely for entertainment, public opinion, and commentary. This script and movie are not intended to be personal assaults, nor are they intended to be critical of any individual's private relationships, personal lives, or personal traits. All of the statements, claims, and accusations made are based only on publicly available information, social media responses, and publicly available media coverage. No formal court rulings or convictions pertaining to these specific claims have been resolved, and all named parties are presumed innocent unless proven otherwise. Our primary goal is to gather public feedback and encourage open discussion about how pop culture events and public rivalries emerge in the spotlight. We would like to know what you think about these current affairs. Do you believe that discussing celebrity rivalries in public simplifies complex situations or places excessive pressure on those involved? Please share your thoughts, opinions, and constructive criticism in the space provided for comments below. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable the notification bell if you like this breakdown and want to stay up to date on the newest pop culture news, media commentary, and entertainment analysis. This will ensure that you never miss an upload. Thank you for watching. Watch this space for our next video update, and be kind in the comments.